System Philosophy, Part 12, The Scale Progression from Value System. This is one of the remix that I'm gonna base off this out of one of the online topics that I did about 2 years or 1 year ago. So this is gonna be a free thinking topic. Even though this topic is really there, I really thought about it, but I'm gonna remix it again on online topic also to think about it again. I will start this topic with one of the most essential quote from a value system or the system philosophy of human action. And that quote, you have to listen it clearly, is everything you do must have a positive value according to you in that position and moment in time. What it means is, before I go into what it means, I will get into what it means. It means like everything you do must have a positive effect to you. Like when you do it, you must think, that is the best action in that moment in time. There's no way you can do something worse because that wouldn't execute into action. You know why this philosophy is important? Because people often thought about, everything you do doesn't necessarily have to have a positive outcome. That is true. It doesn't have to have for example, you decide to put your hand into a fire, You might say, you know what, that's not very positive. You put your hand into a fire, why would you say it's positive? No, the interpretation is this. At that moment in time, before you put your hand into the fire, you would think, you know what, I must have all their values, such as, I want to prove to my friends that I'm brave. I want to test out if my hand is fireproof. If there's value pushing you to actually put your hand into that fire, so that course of action is actually positive, or according to you. This philosophy is extremely important. I wouldn't say it's classified, but it's not classified because this is part of the value system, which is total declassified system philosophy. So this philosophy applies to everything. You have to think about this philosophy deeply. Everything you do must have a positive value to you. Everything you do must have a positive value to you. You must think about it and apply it to you. You must master this concept. How is it useful, you might ask? Because back to the topic, which is scale progression. Think about society. Some people think society is getting more and more evil. More people are not being trustworthy. But according to this philosophy, the society in general should have a positive trend. And so in a sense, good and the evil is not 50%. It's more like 70-30 or 80-20%. The majority of people should be good because it's easier to be good, to be a good person. Because let me give you this example, okay? For example, how is it? For example, if you like someone, like in family, family or love in general, you have to think about it this way. When you contribute, the other person gains, right? However, at the same time, when you contribute, you feel good internally. That so much you know what? I just gave that person a flower. I love that person or whatever. By contribution to other people, you gain as well. So this is the easy trend of gaining because you are basically doing something good and you gain something good in return as well. However, for like criminals, for example, if I killed someone, of course I feel good. I just fucking killed that person. That's a fucking faggot. I hate him, whatever. But in reality, it's even the society in general, in total, it's a loss because the other person died and he lose everything. Well, you just gain a little because you just feel better about getting rid of the trash in this world or whatever. So even though it's generally you might think, you know what, everything you do must have a positive value to you. So you murder someone, therefore you get something good. I mean, you have a positive to you yourself. But that trend is not really working in the society because there is something called revenge. This concept of revenge is embedded into humanity and animal concept in general. I call it one of the concept that you can say God gave you to keep good in this world, to be superior in the bad. Because, for example, if you decide to murder someone, even you gain value, but the law is gonna put you in jail or get you kill you as well because you murder people, so you lose everything. So in the end, you lose everything, they lose everything. It's this negative trend. Even though at that moment, remember this quote only work at that moment in time. Why is it important? Why is I had to tell you like specifically it only work for that moment in time is because for example, if someone sell you a fake diamond, you wouldn't know at that time, so you would buy it. But later in the future, you might find out, and you know what? I feel regretful. But at that moment in time, that moment that you purchase the diamond, you think, oh, I have a positive. So this only works for the moment in time that you are executing that action. Like this concept is extremely important. I know I'm stuttering when I'm talking about this, but my concept is complete. I'm just having a hard time communicating with, saying this in words because this concept is so great. It's oppressing me to, oh my God, to tell you, but I don't know, this is weird. So yeah, the society's trend in general is positive. It means the society will continue to be better and better because everyone would choose to love each other rather than hate each other because, when you love each other, you both gain. When you do evil to bad, even you gain, you have a potential of losing everything. And the other people will sacrifice much more. So in the end, favors towards the good side. Well, is rather rare for someone to be bad. That's why the society in general is more of the good people, rather than or good or neutral, rather than bad. Yeah. And also, I did like to also think about, but the trend have it is exceptions. For example, presidents. Presidents in the United States have access to weapon of mass destruction, just atomic nuclear bomb, atomic hydrogen bomb, whatever. So yeah, those people's decision can impact the society as a whole greatly, so much so that they can one person can actually decide the fate of humanity. But those are human made. You know what I'm saying? Like human made these exceptions. So in generally speaking, one person off scale can actually influence the whole society to fucked up. But generally speaking, the trend, normally speaking, is positive. Which also buying the question, the evil is always gonna be there. You will never see one day humanity is gonna have 100% of the good unless you're gonna brainwash everyone. But that's still impossible because in certain situation, evil act does outscale the value of being good. So people are kind of forced to be evil sometimes, such as, by evil I really mean having positive to you but having negative impact on other people. That's a definition of evil, because even evil people, they do things for themselves, therefore they're doing good for themselves, but they're doing harm for other people. So in generally speaking, they're doing evil for good. And you should figure this. I really provided a lot of hint. I shouldn't go into detail like that. Yeah, I believe in you. Yeah, I believe my readers, the people who are listening to this, understand everything I said, understand all the hints, understand concept, and can remix concept to get even more concept, so that I don't have to explain all the concept. Okay, you can figure. So yeah, this is one of the most essential concept of AI system. This concept links to many other concepts that you're gonna learn about. Um, Not necessarily I'm gonna talk about it, but you can read about it on my website, of course. So yeah, this concludes this particular topic. Thank you for listening.